Do you have a lot of them by your house?
Hmm.
Do you have a lot of them by your house?
Hmm. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Wow.
A lot. Yeah, there's a tree right there in front,
Mm-hmm.
and they.
Have invaded that tree.
Yes, indeed, they have taken it over. Okay, I think I'm on live now. Yeah. One sec, where that phone at? Okay.
Fremont Chairman.
Free them all. What sounds so low on speak? Okay. Okay, can you clean me over?
Huh?
Can you call me? You call me in? Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
All right. Okay.
Can I see which microphone that is right there?
Testing, testing, testing. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold
That's
and
it.
you'll listen to the You are now in the host queue.
Again, please.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing, testing. Okay. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Unmuted.
Testing 1 2. Here's up test. Here's up eyes on the fist clench. Live and direct. That's what it is, y'all. Okay. We'll go with this here. Set this up. Y'all bear with us. We say cub with us 1 second. Put the Instagram on loud. Okay. Okay.
I'm going live. Give me.
All right. Y'all bear with me. Okay, y'all. Here's up eyes on the fist clench, y'all. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Freedom on Radio. Today, June 6th, 5th. Help me out, somebody. What listens that, y'all? What's the day? June 5th. I definitely can't be trying to push this calendar too far because it really ain't enough time to do what we got to do. We got a lot of things coming up. Let me officially welcome y'all to another episode of Freedom on Radio. It's been a while. In and out, but we are here Intellectual Radio. You can call in 929-477-3785 and press 1 to get in with us. I'm a little sluggish, so let me get a little of this coffee. Yeah, we've been ripping and running. We just got back in literally, you know what I'm saying? Just got back in literally a few moves in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Also touched down at a podcast. What's the name of the podcast? All the Smoke, with a lot of former NBA players, you know. And I'm gonna talk about that. It was very interesting, you know. It was I dug it. I wanted to pick their brains, so some dynamics we're gonna put together for us up to Annie. Freedom on Radio and the Color More production we talking about doing. Make sure y'all check out the Original Gentleman. Original Gentleman. And I gotta redo that. I don't like that came up George Floyd with a small G. I was rushing, so I want to see if I can edit that on my Instagram. I don't like that. We're gonna talk about George Floyd 4 years later. You know what I'm saying? I just seen Michael Brown Sr. tap in with us, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We just come off the heels of may have been Michael Brown's Jr.'s birthday not too long ago. We gotta make sure we keep those names etched in our minds and our hearts. Those names you did a lot of times, you know. Well, that happened a while ago. You got to move forward. We can move forward. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. But again, we got to etch those names: the Michael Browns, Mike Browns, the George Floyd's, Trayvon Martin's, Breonna Taylor's. You dig? I mean, in matter of fact, I mean, there's no statute of limitation with terrorism, so we got to keep those dates and names etched in our mind and heart. You know what I'm saying? In other words, they become second nature to be clear of how this system operates, and not in a depressing way or a pessimistic way, but again, I think I mentioned before, in Nazi Germany, they consider it child abuse if they don't, you don't tell their respective generation what happened, you know what I'm saying, prior to them, in particular, you know, the gas chambers, so on and so forth. And it has to be internalized, not in a defeatist way, but you know, laying at these names, because a lot of times, in many cases, we have generation of reactionaries, you know, coming up there. I can't believe the police did this. And so if you don't know what they did to you yesterday, if you don't know what they done to you yesterday. If you don't believe they're doing to us today, you have no idea what they done to us yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I was just having a dialogue with a brother a few days ago. He's from the school of thought that, you know, none of us, our people came from Africa. We would never kidnap this. You know, the whole thing with slavery is a myth. And I said, yeah. I said, well, I relate to this philosophical tool of dialectical materialism. I said, you know, when you come around certain situations, certain individuals say, "Oh, this ain't their first rodeo." You know, I use that analogy about dogs a lot. I got seeing how them cane coursers move. I said, "Man, this is not just one particular dog. This is the MO." And then lo and behold, I found out the history of cane coursers. They said, like, even in Europe and wars, they were putting like knives, strap these knives on their backs, and they would run them up under horses under warfare. I said, man, I told you these are different dynamics. Me and the Rottweilers be looking at the cane corso dog like, man, what is they on? And the way the process of the way the prisons are designed, built, the handcuff and all that, this ain't the system's first rodeo, you know. So again, that dynamic of chattel slavery, that's man, for it not to happen, you should be shocked, you know. And consistent is you can draw the correlation, you know, with chattel slavery, sharecropping, you know, redlining, and so on and so forth. In fact, Frederick Douglass has said that this peculiar institution, you know, so we'll rear its head again, probably some other name, but other than chattel slavery, with this peculiar institution. That being said, again, welcome, Freedom All Radio, y'all. Y'all been sick of pause for the call. Everybody know where we at. It's been a while since we've been on. We had to play a few previous play broadcasts the last couple of weeks. See nephew in the building. That's what it is. Free them all. That's what it is, man. Stay locked and loaded, nephew. I'm gonna need you for this. They had a fundraiser plan for this brother C.A. Brown. C.A. Brown. He done a video. He's at a Gary, Indiana. Brother had well, before I say what happened to him, this, you know, I had met him. They was talking doing a video about the, you know, it was going to include some footage about the Black Panther Party. And they was talking about doing, you know, they had the Panther garb on everything. And brother Jesse, guitarist, a phenomenal artist, he actually said, y'all told the Chairman Fred. And it's almost like, you know, no, why should we talk, you know? And they, you know, Jesse stressed, you know, the dynamics. So we ended up coming back to Hampton House. And this was a new phenomenon in them, you know. And we end up, you know, rapping, and ironically, it was on the anniversary of the Black Panther Party. You know what I'm saying? My brother Trustee in the building. Yes, indeed. Miguel Jones and Free them all. Yes, indeed. Right on. Love and respect. And they came by the Hampton House, and we ended up having a conversation. And we subsequently won them to what we refer to as the Code of Culture. And you know, a lot of people say, "Well, I don't know about the politics," but we try to premise a relationship up for that. You know, everything we do, whether we talk about the programs the Black Panther Party had, it wasn't just a program for charity. It was a politic to it, the uniforms, the titles, the terms, all of that. So this brother, man, the piece was called Chicago Down. That's what it was. And he talked about, you know, he touched on a lot of dynamics of the history of Chicago. It was phenomenal. And it was, again, Chicago Down. And, you know, we had to rap with them and struggle, like, you know, everything down to with particular buttons. And a lot of people want to do, you know what I'm saying, like, they talk about the Black Panther Party, some romanticism way detached from the politics. And the deal is, a lot of entities, you have a ready-made layout for you. In other words, stuff is laid out to you. You can do this, and you're not really politically challenged. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't notice the significance of the politics of it. You say, oh, I'm just going to school, I'm just going to get a haircut, going to get my clothes, or just listen to music. The Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying, opposition, the party line, the Black Panther Party, cuz was still related to the party line, is to recognize significance, you know what I'm saying, of the political significance. And politics, again, is food, clothing, and shelter, basic survival needs, but how you get it, how you receive it, how you define beauty, how you define music, how you assess how do you see the Black Panther Party, and we held the line. A lot of times it's unpopular. It's unpopular to hold that line. This oh, he come with this. A lot of people want to say this like a relationship. A relationship. Some people, some people say, man, I ain't trying to get to know her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to. I don't know. I don't care what the astrologer was saying. I don't know what what contradictions she. I don't miss me with all that. Then you want to go straight to the chase. And a lot of times people go so far as reproducing, bringing new life into the situation. You know what I'm saying? Then later on, like, whoa, why is this child this way? Like, whoa, well, this is my, that was a trait from my grandmother. Yo, grandmother, who was that? You know what I'm saying? So then, so a lot of people, they come into it and they engage in, reactionary moves. You know what I'm saying? And there's one thing that impact you, and there's just another thing that impact a family. When you talk about a people, a community, that's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And I told you, even with the Black Panther Party, there are countless of people who got cases, and there was a lot of credit was not given to the Black Panther Party, and a lot of things that the Black Panther Party didn't even do was blamed for. They had a situation in Atlanta some years back, I recall, and they had these like literally actors, they had these actors in Atlanta. And people's all they support and donate funds to them. And I mean, I call it a sixth sense. I can see these was like real actors, and it came out. They was filming a movie, and with the people, and in certain locations, certain time, man, ooh, it's like a garden. Certain, certain soil is cultivated where you can't sell certain snake oil. You know what I'm saying? And we pay the price for that, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying, and we go through that extra effort, and you know what I'm saying, I think you see the benefit down the road. With that being said, just came up the heels, acknowledging the 4th year of the murder of George Floyd. Stephen W. Lynn, free them all, brother. I gotta see. We talking about coming that way. I want to get this a screenshot, something to you. This chemical, something we need to get about the rust over the casing of the tombstone, and it make it like all black. So I'm see we can get somebody trying to get it sent down there before we get there for the annual Father's Day trip. As a matter of fact, y'all can stop, sending whatever support you can. Get on the bus. We're gonna make that move. With Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House, also PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr. At Gmail via PayPal, and of course you go to SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. Make sure I'm saying it right. It's .org. I know we went through some contradictions. Was .org or .com? I think it's .org. So I'm gonna check and make sure I'm saying that correctly. We want to get there's a donation button on now, but we work on getting early, so we don't be last minute for that trip. I'm talking about that more in a minute, but the George Floyd 4th year, 4 years later, it's kind of weird even saying that 4 years later. I just commented, I see Mike Brown, senior, on here, and you hear these names in context of struggle. Sometimes they'll be moving fast, like, man, that was a few years back. But this is the past 4th year after George Floyd was murdered. And I had the fortune to go down there, touch down with the family of George Floyd, touch down, and be at the CUNY, the CUNY, the projects, the CUNY projects in Houston, Texas. Cause even first I had moved. I said, wow, why is it the acknowledgement down there, and there was an announcement about the movie to be launched on George Floyd. And first my response was, why is it down in CUNY? Because I thought we just associated with that of Minnesota, with the infamous picture that sticks in our mind, and should stick in our mind and heart. The picture, Derek Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd, on his neck, murdering him. Houston, Texas, George Floyd grew up, and I think it's imperative that that we make sure that we attempt to talk about individuals, cases, campaigns, organizations, not in a detached way with just, you know what I'm saying, definitely never forget the death, the assassination, the murders, you know, the way it went down, but also in the attempt to humanize, you know what I'm saying, because I think we devalue to stats and facts, if that. I think we don't get the correct numbers. You're like, wait, I know more than they got killed by the police. But they really struggle to humanize us as a people, because if not, you would get caught up with just seeing it's just the stats and facts. And it was fun, it was interesting and good, great for a number of reasons, with his family's daughter, you know, there, and people that knew him. I remember going to was it the anniversary of Mike Brown's death, and I was honored to be the guest keynote speaker there in Ferguson, which Mike Brown had grew up and subsequently was murdered there in Ferguson. And it was a phenomenal event, you know what I'm saying? And I recall being there, and also with something in particular that struck me. A grade school teacher of Mike Brown Jr., when she spoke and she talked about, she recalls his father, you know what I'm saying? You know, so she like, you know, walk him to school, and see, these are different dynamics. You know, because a lot of times if we get a sound bite or clip, you know, so, you know, you get that, it's divided to that. But we had none of us live on an island of our own. You know what I'm saying? Like Minister U.E.P. Newman, we talked about his ancestry. He gives analysis. He goes through, you know, the good, the bad, and ugly. You know what I'm saying? And we have to acknowledge that we talking about who we are. I commented on an interview not too long ago. So when a person says "my child," that in itself is subjective. That in itself is subjective. That the deal is, in addition to biologically speaking, you know, we go to that discussion about the sperm, the egg, ovary, all that. But in addition to that, you're a product. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even in addition to those two people that just the mother and father. And I recall in Africa, brother was taking me different places, and he said, "Let's make one stop." And he said, "Chairman, if you want to leave, you can leave." I said, "Well, no, I want to be here." It was a marriage ceremony, and I recall sitting at the marriage ceremony in Ghana, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I thought these were spectators. There was countless number of people like on this side, but it wasn't spectators. What it was it was respective members of that particular family, the bride to be and the groom to be. And imagine that, to be able to see what you're coming into. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is something that, you know, that's still held, you know what I'm saying, in many African communities. And I was talking to a sister, we were discussing about Senegal, and she was saying she talked to this brother, and him and his wife, it was you know, getting, you know, some struggles, they were arguing with each other. And he's like, "Man, you know, I can't do this no more," so on and so forth. Anyway, her brother and her uncle and someone else, they were able to intervene, have a community, a community to work this out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you'll be surprised what can be resolved in a community of people, something we're deprived of, so that you can relate to some barrier, some frame of reference to say, okay, this is the limit. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, you say, okay, man, there's no guidelines. Say, okay, we don't hold on. If you cross this down, what else does it impact? You know what I'm saying? Does this impact the children that are here? Does it impact household, the cousins? So you come out your subjective bubble, because as an individual, it may not be a big dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So back to that organizational question. You can be in your room by yourself, you know what I'm saying, or you know, Halloween, you know what I'm saying, through your costume party, you know what I'm saying, play Panther, you know, yeah, I'm a Black Panther in your mind. That's one thing. But the dynamic of going, you know what I'm saying, of saying this, you know what I'm saying, I was talking to a sister, she want to do it, she want to engage in this program. I said, well, you know, that's a certain amount of political education that comes with this. And I said, so you have to have a certain amount of political points of unity with the party line. And she said, "Oh yeah, I just want you." Basically, she was telling me, like, you know, like, I just want to get straight to the chase. You know what I'm saying? So back to that, the relationship analogy is one thing to say, yeah, okay, man, you know, hey, I really ain't, you know, you ain't really trying to make no thing. You're trying to, you know what I'm saying, you want to have a fling with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And there's no judgment call. And Pac said something to the effect like, he don't degrade women in general, you know what I'm saying, for you know what I'm saying, He said, well, it's on their own terms, you know what I'm saying, with sexual encounter, whatever, on your terms. That's one dynamic. However, when you start, you know what I'm saying, you parade these sexy reds, these different, you parade them to a generation, you know what I'm saying, you playing games, these propaganda games with Drake having a relationship with sexy red to generations of people who never seen a relationship. The impact of the sale is snake oil, you know what I'm saying, whatever your subjective reason, whether it be for a payday or you yourself have no frame of reference to what a relationship is. That's when we have a problem. That's when we have a problem. That's when we have a problem. When you start, you know what I'm saying, to generations, you start selling these products, because the deal is now it's a dynamic that, you know what I'm saying, that's corrupting the crops, you know what I'm saying, and it's more far reaching than you can help, you know what I'm saying. The Black Panther Party, you start playing certain games, you know, you're on you go on, you being liberal, like, well, this person means well, so on and so forth. But it's so difficult for us to get something to stick in the minds and hearts of the people, you know what I'm saying. I was saying, like, even our programs, we just had a situation recently. I tell people, like, you know, why do we stress certain things? Why do we, the timing of it, you know, even I said the Hampton House Garden, we done that intentionally May 19th, Malcolm X's birthday. That's something that people might not, you go listen to Tupac's music. That's something that you listen to in the background, some of the words and terms that he's saying. You know, I was talking to a young brother about Sekou Oding. He said, I heard that somewhere before. I said, Sekou Oding is one of our giants, man. I said, we refer to him as the movement's Spider-Man. How, you know, they had him in the police station. He climbed down the outside drainage. How they tried to drown him in the toilet stool in the 17th precinct, the police station in New York. How he was given a charge for helping liberate Assata Shakur. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and the impact of, you know what I'm saying, who he is, you know what I'm saying? What's her sister's name? His mother's name? Oh, forgive me, Yasmin. I mean, their son, Yak, aka Gaddafi. This was like Pac's. You go to that's the picture you see. Him and Pac was consistent. His children, you know what I'm saying. He was the one that got took out a year to the date after Pac got took out. He did. Speaking of which, also, I just want to acknowledge. We talk about also yesterday. We went up in the juvenile jails in Milwaukee. Sister Jasmine Tyler and others, they, you know, which is mobilized event. This coalition that came in. They said to go up inside there and set tied this Tupac Amaru's Shakur's sister set and others, you know what I'm saying, and Yo-Yo, it was a whole Society too, and some other people was different forces. And I'm saying different forces. Don't forget the brothers came to Sacramento. I'm not forgetting some Justin Blake, Uncle Jacob Blake Jr. got shot by the police. And this is important for a number of reasons. I'm telling you, we came from different parts. These are juvenile brothers, brothers and sisters who 14, 16, and they were locked up. And we went inside the jail to talk to them. And I wanted to acknowledge, I'm glad that we got the balance of brothers and sisters. And also I'm glad in turn that we were able to bring a balance of brothers and sisters. And I want them to know that I said, I want y'all to be very clear that, you know, you have people from Milwaukee right here that's here. You also have people from Sacramento. You have people who came from New Orleans, Chicago. And that's important that you understand that with no pay, there was no pay. I want to say that. And people say, well, why you got to stress that, you know? Or why is you there for boasting? And I people say, you shouldn't show, you doing stuff for people in the community, it shouldn't be just shown. And I say, that's a fine line. Now you can do maybe some respect, and you might want to I wanted some pictures of the children from the back, not their faces. So you don't want to degrade the people, but I think it's important. Like I tell people, I'll be going live a lot of times for a number of reasons. I go live to stay alive. I go live to stay alive. Yeah, it's Chairman Fred Jr. to tell you that through real talk, you know, and. Different events is strategic. You know what I'm saying? You might, it's just nice here to party. No, it's strategic. It's a strategy to the struggle. Oh yeah, because see, I can afford those to be isolated. You did. No revolutionary can. But we I wanted to stress this. You know what I'm saying? That people, and that you should show certain situations because it emboldens you. You have a frame of reference. A lot of people have no frame of reference of commitment of serving other people. Again, a lot of people have no. They really kind of like in that movie Spike Lee's version of Malcolm X, when Spike Lee's character asks Malcolm X, Denzel Washington playing Malcolm X, what's the hustle? So you have to show, because I be talking to a lot of people, in this respective generation, their parents may have told them what it is to be a pastor, what it is, saying a gangster, a hustler, but to actually know what a revolutionary is, you will be surprised. You would be surprised. I was even surprised how the government had done such a job, how they assaulted the earth to the point that, man, people have no frame of reference of what it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that, and so the deal is, and you say, well, why don't you teach them? Why don't you do? The timing has to be, the timing is also, in fact, speaking of timing, there was a quote by Lenin. Lenin said, what takes people 20 years to learn in ordinary times. Lenin, from a Russian theoretician, Russian revolutionary. You may have heard about Marx and Lenin, and so on and so forth. Some of the things we relate to, some things we have some struggles with. They cannot speak, directly for our community. That's what I'm talking about too, though. But there's assessments that are universal truths. And certain assessment that I don't care where you go to with the languages, that universal truths, and the times, and like even now. So let's say the times. We are reactionary times. I do foresee revolutionary times, and the time when people's conscious level is heightened, they can see certain things. There are certain things that people can hear about the music industry now they could not hear a year ago. There are certain contradictions and certain things that people can hear about the music industry now. You say, what you mean they couldn't hear? Although technically they may have heard it, but they couldn't grasp. I recall not that long ago, some months, not even a whole year. His brother talking about the music industry, and I just took for granted. I said, you do know that. It's not based on who makes it. And this brother was dead serious. Like you could see the gleam in the eye, and I was like, you gotta be careful with this now. The politics tell you gotta be. I remember, so it could be you gotta be real careful. You gotta give them dosages because you're like a patient. Like that's when you want to come in, you say, just feed them. Like I remember the 13 white children in Hills in California, they had saved them. They got them. It was the parents are starving them, and everybody was like, man, where someone said a solution, like we switched back to the third. I'm gonna talk about that too, about this third political party. I'm gonna not time it be stuff right in y'all face, you don't even see it. Some people think that term was the Black Panther Party just because that sounded slick. A lot of people have no frame of reference of, that climate of that time of a party. The Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party. A lot of people, they mindset think, okay, Black people party. Oh, okay, that's what you say. Music, drinks, 40 ounces, blah, blah. That's how people mind work. They can't fathom that no black people, that the Black Panther Party. That's why I strategically, because the Black Panther Party Cubs, I was gonna say the Black Panther Party Cubs party. I said, no, it's too much. They overdose. They can't, you know what I'm saying? You have to be real careful. Cats have no frame of reference. You know what I'm saying? You say something political, it has to be, for all practical purposes, white folks or some venue that's speaking sanctioned by white folks. Yeah. Back to this the analogy about the children in California. So they brought them out. They were all family starving, you know what I'm saying? So some people saying, oh, feed them. The doctor came, the doctor said, wait a minute. He said, stop. So you can kill them. I said, what you mean? They've been starving. He said, you can kill. So you have to study each one, how their bodies are made. Nutrition. You hit to someone get some sort of saline, saline solution. Something they, they drop. You have to go step by step. They take into account the temperature, all of these different dynamics. And you for your own to make you feel good. That's what be a lot of times about the individual. You want to just say, well, I'm going to go feed them. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel, forget the repercussions. With the politics, There are certain forces who I strategically know, no, that has to come through another person, that has to come through a sister, that has to come through a brother. You know what I'm saying? Some people who have, they have a damage with even hearing certain things come from a black man or a black woman. You feel what I'm saying? The politics is certain things that are touch, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, because people are subjective, you know what I'm saying? They are defending themselves. They're like, you know, oh, that's hold on, that's my mama's church you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's my daddy's school. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to do, no, I'm talking about the politics that have been embedded in you. You know what I'm saying? That you carrying, that you protecting, the damage of it. You know what I'm saying? And you got a scalpel like doing do surgery to get that cancer, capitalism, you know, to cut it. But they a lot of times it's so embedded, it's so intertwined. You're like, man, hold on, how far gone? It's like the movie Walking Dead. You see Walking Dead, you say, hold on, man. Say, how long it been bit? You say, hold on, no, man, that's my wife, man. That ain't your wife, man. Man, that's my wife, man. Man, dude, you call it too emotional. Bam! You know, you wait, you know, she finna go grab your son, you know what I'm saying? And you, oh no, and you come with these elementary assessments, you know, well, man, let me see what she a Virgo. That she the Walking Dead. Oh man, that man, we went to school together, man. He the Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? And well, man, this ain't right. I hear you. It was a revolutionary climate that Malcolm X talked about. It was a young girl, young Chinese girl. She on the front of the Time Life magazine with a 45 on her daddy head. They said, "What is happening?" She said, "He betrayed the revolution." That's some dynamics. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, hold on. You know, the white man wrong. Hold on, you start talking about Mom Cousin Jones. Hold on, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And this is in the wars. Talking about the Civil War, they say, you know, saying biological brothers against each other, all that dynamic. And so you gotta be careful because I say people say they ready. You start hiding it, and once you get it, you can't certain dynamics. You can't like the weather hit it. You can't. It can come out of control. You know what I'm saying? Certain phenomena. You touch it. You know what I'm saying? And you see how see it heightens certain contradictions that some say, are they ready for? A lot of times in particular, the colonized community, it's not that you don't have a choice what you're ready for. Once it kick. You know what I'm saying? It can. And as Leonard said again, it will take people 20 years to learn the ordinary times. They learn 20 years to learn ordinary times. They learn 2 years revolutionary times. And you have to be willing. I said, that's one that setbacks for me about even cleaning up. I said, I got an issue. I can't really clean up good. I said, I be trying to, hold on, oh man, that's my high school book. I remember this. You know what I'm saying? You get some other people to come in, they ain't attached to it. They coming through the door. Man, clean this up, move this out. This got to go. This is taking no space. This is that, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times with movements, you know what I'm saying, that objectivity, to be able to come in and say, man, we come on a mission. You know what I'm saying? And not that you have to be able to do some cold action of becoming a cold people. I think it was Bakuna. I don't think I'm saying it right. There's a Haitian revolution. And he talked about that, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like relationships, all that, you know what I'm saying? There has to be a cold move and certain dynamics. But we want to struggle also to not become a cold people. But again, this is a system that, you know, I wonder the setbacks with us, and I acknowledge myself that we can't even fathom, let alone a lot of times capable of engaging in actions that you know what I'm saying, that the colonizer. Man, they didn't put us in this by voting us into this. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get us into this here by, you know what I'm saying, just by having a discussion. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't kidnap the Virgos, and you know, and they just didn't, you know, put the handcuffs on the Scorpios. You know what I'm saying? It's a dynamic. You know what I'm saying? That's why they study the instincts, the maternal instincts. They exploit every contradiction. It's vicious. Man, I talk about in Pontiac prison, they had a meeting with all the wardens, and they came out. All the wardens just break down all the prison cells to be shorter than the average man. We can't fathom us having a meeting like that. You know what I'm saying? And see, and a lot of us want to have a discussion negating the war that's waged against us. If we come together and we just, you know, we get our education, and so there's a lane for that. There's a lane for that. But then there's a brutal reality too that there's somebody after us. There's a, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to, you know, it's romantic to tell a rabbit. Listen, if you just eat the carrots and the grass, your coat would be nice and shiny. Your legs would be agile, strong. You can hop, you can move around. That's at some point, the discussion about the Remington rifle that the hunter has to come into, come into play. Some point discussion has to come in about the let's go deeper than just watch out for that man with that gun, because the man don't like us, the man don't like us. Some point you have to say, his wife makes rabbit stew. Yeah. You know they have a family unit. I told some people sometimes, and they be saying about this gender thing, or sometimes about this happened to this and that, what's happening to the black man or the black woman separate from each other. I had to ask us, what plantation are y'all on? I honestly, we had to ask, what plantation? I mean, I do know that like in the slave councils, they divide us a certain time, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? For overall practical purposes, I'm under the assessment. Forgive me, you know what I'm saying? And I know some people say this never happened. Chattel slavery never occurred, but dialectical materialism tells me different. And I'm kind of seeing this dynamic about men, women, and children. Like this system is an equal opportunity exploiter. That's the way I have taken in history of chattel slavery, sharecropping, redlining, that dynamic. There may have been some other plantations that other people may have come from that I might not be familiar with. Now, I do know inside the prisons, the concentration camps, I knew about the Logan, the women's prisons. I do know about certain particulars. They will pull certain. I know about when the Sada Shakur, they put in all men's prison strategically. But overall, the politics of imperialism, the politics of capitalism. As Field Marshal George Jackson said, it's a parasitical politics, it's a parasitical economy. And how it gets down on African people in particular. All colonized people, you know what I'm saying? And this matter of fact, it's so vicious. And you see at certain stages when you're on the heels of revolutionary times, you see you talk about look back at the assassination of former U.S. President John F. Kennedy. You look, you know what I'm saying? Right now, you had a climate now. You have a generation, a lot of people couldn't even fathom them a former U.S. president being taken to court, let alone convicted. Then in the same week, the sitting president, his son, going to court. See, man, this is mind blowing for a lot of people because you'll be surprised. A lot of people don't believe the white people lie. I'll jive you not. I jive you not. I jive you, man. Listen, man, you go up in court, man. Listen, you, man, in the system is set up that way. You go in court. What? A lot of people, man, I jive you not. Now you have people from less long. Wait a minute. So this is indirectly, like I say, this man, it's a climate where even the ruling class itself is showing emperor has no clothes. It's showing you that even now. So it's a question that they saying that somebody white man, yeah, that powerful. You know what I'm saying? You really can transfer the word a lot of times for God. You know what I'm saying? How people view this system, like literally, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's not just out of fear of the physical might, but the political might, or how they view it. And so this is a time when, contradictions, you know what I'm saying? And people are forced to come out of their own subjective bubbles. Like, I'll be like, well, I'm just concerned about this and that. There's discussions now that you people are seeing. I recall relating to a sister about the election. She said, well, do you think they're going to Trump? And I was like, well, they had to, you got to take into account what's happening, you know what I'm saying? Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine. She said, Chairman, everybody don't be on that thinking like you think. That's not how. I said, just what do you mean? She said, I'm talking about the election for the United States. That does not, I said, you don't think that, and that's what's going on in the world impacts the big kahuna of capitalism? You don't think the house, the landlord, the world, the man, you don't think the shot caller, you don't do the tentacles of everything that I'm saying, the decision, right now it's a discussion going on about BRICS, you know what I'm saying, Brazil, I can't think of other countries, without even challenging, even some countries in Africa have got on board, changing the U.S. dollar. You think it's by coincidence? The U.S. dollar is like a standard of economy throughout places. English, the English language. The English language. So when you see certain dynamics, that impacts you. Like nothing operates on the island of its own. Like you look at organizations. Black Panther Party. It was birthed, central location, Oakland, California. They was hitting. Bam! They hit Chicago, the assassinated Chairman Freddie the 5th of Lamar Clark, December 4th. Bam! December 5th, hit Los Angeles chapter. The Black Panther Party. You know what I'm saying? This was a the international organization. You did. So So right now, people are. It's like you can right now. The discussions that are happening with people. Look at the statement. That President Biden. I don't know if it slipped up what he said yesterday. He said that with the proposed peace agreement, this is what he said. He feels if Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, if he does not go along this peace accord, this is what President Biden said. He said he sees it as more about his political career, as opposed to any other dynamic. This is what President Biden said. And I don't know if he retracted it now as of yet, but this is what he said yesterday. So you have a sitting president saying that the Israel, who they're funding, he's saying the position that they take, that the leadership there takes, is not based on peace, and he says it's political, and it's kind of, and it's forcing certain contradictions. Like, in fact, just now, I think an hour ago, breaking news, an hour ago, they say in Stanford. Now, mind you, Stanford. I didn't say Princeton High School. I didn't say Georgia Tech. Stanford University. This was with many of the CIA I trained at. This was Hillary Rodham Clinton when she came and spoke at Stanford. They say in Stanford within the last hour. They said that's been the president's office. The students have commandeered, taken over the president's office, and they barricade themselves inside the president's in Stanford, California. Yeah, this breaking news. So these are discussions that a lot of people who've been sitting there in their bubbles, saying it's going on, I'm gonna do my thing. I don't know about nothing going on. I don't, saying, if it ain't this, who appear to be, quote unquote intelligent. If you listen closely, actually, this period of time, you can hear a lot of stuff hitting the ground. You say, what's that noise? Some people might say in the suburbs, what they call it, the cicadas, the fly. But no, actually, you really can. If you listen closely, you can hear the noise of those grape leaves falling from the eyes of so many people. You can literally hear American. It's like you can hear people just people. You wake up, and then the bones hurt. They ain't never stood. You can hear people. You can see it being forced on, man. It's like, man. People to just and they have to, like, this quick. There ain't no wake up. Let me get myself together. You can see people now. The residue, the bed bugs in their eyes. I'm talking about you go to your beauty shops now. It's the man. Well, I don't do. I'm just. Don't, God forbid, let me be objective when I say this. We get to my discussion with artists. That artists know, y'all do know, y'all wired different. And a lot of times it could be just artists in my world. You know what I'm saying? Man, you talking about artists. I'm telling you, this young cat was telling this about not even a year ago. I'm listening to this cat. I'm like, you actually believe that is based on who works hard? I said, oh my God. It concerned me. I said, others like you, I just took for granted that people know how this stuff, the music industry, the movie industry, the electoral political, and some people say they thought the more talented you are, the better a person you are, the more successful you are. I say, in this system, it blew me away. Through the door. This system, when you start seeing you go back and say, wait a minute, look at, I mean, historically, go look at Rome, the history of how they utilize the entertainment. Rome would have a gallery where they would bring the entertainers through. Rome had a policy. When the soldiers went out to conquer other lands, their soldiers were depleted. And they knew that the peasants would say, wait a minute, it's time to go kick, man, put our foot in Caesar motherfucking back. Yeah, what you mean, man? Listen, Anthony, all the rest of them, they out there, man, trying to get some more slaves. Let's get down because they low up in there. So Rome had a policy. The actual policy was entertain. I forgot the term they used for them, but it basically translated to entertain them. No, excuse me, that's what it was. Increase the games. Increase the games. They say increase the games. So you know what I'm saying? You have to take that. Think about it. Think about it. You see the movie 12 Years a Slave. When they snatched that sister baby out of her arm, that resistance for everybody can get down. What that slave master say to that violin player? Hey, hit the jig, man. What? Hit the man before BET. Turn BET on for the nigga. What? Turn it on. Get Sexy Red out. Come on, man. Do the do. Yeah. I said to my mother, come here. I say, I'm to the point. I'm clear. I gotta go to a legacy of Black Panther Party. I say, you think P Diddy they ain't got no legacy they look up to? Man, listen. Man, resistance ain't new and oppression ain't new. Real talk. We live direct on Freedom Radio. Y'all let us know y'all got any callers in queue in the comments y'all we want to talk about. We're going to talk about also that going up on the juvenile detention center, you know what I'm saying? It was phenomenal. Touched out them youngsters, you know. Again, it was right on. And so we give acknowledgement out to everybody, you know, Ty, Jasmine Tyler said, so many, this goes on and on. It was a phenomenal, you know what I'm saying, to touch down to the youth. And I seen them youth, we want to stress to them, you know what I'm saying, listen, people came from all over the country. That impacts you different. Like, you know, even when the Black Panther Party, you start hearing about that, you say, you mean to tell me some 14 and 24-year-old youth people who ain't had nothing, who didn't have a lot themselves, stood up and fought for me? That makes you operate different. It's just that that's why they can't let you know about that. Now they may let some get out. Yeah, this dude came and spoke. You know, some ones who had education in school. You mean to tell me that somebody like Claudette Colvin, who had her struggles and contradictions, she knew that. Now I'm not giving my. I'm cool. I'm not giving the seat up. That impacts you. You can relate to that. Yeah. I want to shout out the Original Gentleman too. Y'all check that. They give me some phenomenal history on Chicago. Yeah. On YouTube, just the Original Gentleman. Subscribe and tell them Chairman Fram Jr. told you to subscribe to it. Yeah. Free on to the camera. We got any callers in queue? We still online? Oh, wait, my phone ain't dead. Fremont, we got any callers in queue? Am I still on here? Bro, Fremont. 929-477-3. Huh?
Oh, you can hear me?
I hear you, yes.
We have a caller in queue. We have Rico Dukes in queue.
Fremont.
Grand Rise on the chair from Fred Hampton.
Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio, my brother. Yes, indeed.
You hear me?
Yes. The volume is okay.
Yeah, you doing good?
Well on this end. How y'all holding up?
Yeah, I just wanted to come on. I'm holding up perfectly. I just wanted to say that I'll be in Oakland, California, June 16th at the Permanent Park for my Father's Day event. I'll be speaking more about BPME, which is Black Panther Military Reinforcement. We have a NATO gauge code of SRALTO. We are a lawful military. We're trying to unite with as many organizations of Black Panthers that we possibly can, because I think it's time for us to take stands and take action to protect our community, to provide for our people of those communities to the best of our ability. honored if you could come there. If you're not able to come there, just support Mouth the Word in any kind of form or way. I support you more with open arms and with so much honor, Mr. Chairman Fred Hampton. Support what you're doing. I would like to stand with you in unity to try to get our people to a better circumstances and a better predicament for ourselves for future references and survival.
Right on, Revolutionary. Appreciate you calling in. And unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunately, but we will be. I'm kind of glad you threw that date out there because I'm on some self-critical audience. I forgot to mention, if I did mention earlier, we have to be doing. We'll be embarking, but people free to go. I'm saying there's a number of different things going on. Brothers announced the event he'll be doing on June 16th in Oakland, California. But I mentioned earlier briefly, I want to touch on a little more detail before we depart, the annual pilgrimage to the site, in which, and I want to talk about this too, because this, I always point out, let's say the site, that's why I was going with this. That's why I was going with this. That's what I was talking about, the significance. I'm glad it's triggered. I was going with the significance of George Floyd, the thing in Houston. I think it's imperative that we had these discussions and about be real careful about the death and demise of individuals, organizations, because if you're not careful with the upcoming generation, it can be defeating. It can be defeating, man. Because you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna take it back to the question at hand, though. But I want to say, like, the George Floyd event. Was it his birthday or the event the day? No, 4 years after his murder. Excuse me, after he's murdered, and I automatically thought Minnesota. But Houston, where he grew up at, a lot of times you hear something becomes a phenomenon, especially within our community. It can be detached from the human factor. You know what I'm saying? Like Willie Mandela said, when a political prisoner is not just the prisoner that does the time, and you can see how this strategically, how it impacts communities. I mean, relationships, everything, and how can. Excuse me, it can lead to defeatism. You know, people like you see certain pictures of, you say this the end. Say, whoa, don't start there. Don't start. Like a child should know about their family with just a divorce. Like people say, well, you know, you come in and you hear people tell stories about their childhood. You know, oh, my uncle, you know, he got high, started getting high. Blah. I kind of struggle. So, well, let's not limit their legacy to that. Ideally, I would like to put it in context, you know, saying what's going on in the world, what happened, you know, saying what happened to this person, you know, saying in Vietnam or the war, you know, the impact, what caused certain dynamics. If that's too far of a reach to look outside of our bubbles and say, wait a minute, it's for us to be alive and stand up is one thing, you know. But again, to put stuff in the reason we in Louisiana with Chairman Fred is buried at is kind of the generational dynamic too. You know, I talked about on the interview this original gentleman about his grandfather, my great grandfather, and we want to really start struggling to have some discussions in an objective manner. The music industry. I really want to hold off on this for a minute because a lot of times, I don't. Our community, we just.
But you're speaking on real truth, though, Chair.
Right on. Good thanks, brother. Good thanks. And we want to. The reason I want to hold up on this for a minute because I know that we about the music industry. Like right now, is people's ears are open, but it's still. It shouldn't be to devalue to just that of, you know what I'm saying, of Puffy Combs. I heard a brother. Oh, it was watching his sister. I just seen her podcast the other day. Unbroken Woman, and she happened to be talking to her nephew and others. And one brother said he said he raps and they call him Biggie. He said it hurt him. He couldn't believe it. The stuff going on with Puffy Combs. And when you do certain phenomena, good, bad, or indifferent, the trickle down impact. You know what I'm saying? I thought about it. I said, man, we don't know. There's no toll of, you know what I'm saying. And they talk about like even how people send their CDs in, and they, you know what I'm saying, and how they was, you know, Puffy and the likes would take their music and, you know, run off with them. You know what I'm saying? How many, you know what I'm saying, broken hearts and broken dreams, and you know what I'm saying. People like believing, and I kind of I don't want to dismiss it like I said earlier, like it's a light. I would talk too lighthearted about it, but when we deprive us so much, we want to believe in something, but the detrimental effect of those looking at these individuals, when you deprive of real models, people that you can relate to, and before you know it, you can pick up the characteristics. You know what I'm saying? They can put certain forces in place. I'm sure if we be honest, even with my respective generation, I recall us going, you know what I'm saying? Fortunately, we had the likes, you know what I'm saying, the Rakims and the likes, you know what I'm saying? But the Wade Cat, you know what I'm saying? Even others, you know what I'm saying? The Adidas gym shoes, you trying to identify, and I also we were impacted by the different dynamics of Scarface movies and all that too, though. But was it the extra blow with this with the generation two? We talk the hand, the access to media.
How do you suggest, Fred, that we forward with the people? How do we get the people back motivated? How the people was motivated for change back then? And how do you suggest that us leaders come with some form of strategy to get that motivation and determination back into the people?
The deal is to have to be an acknowledgement of what's the goal, you know what I'm saying? Not draws a foregone conclusion that everyone wants to is for the betterment of the people. A lot of times people draw the study, like not to get into a biblical thing, but that was that knowledge King Solomon told the two women who claimed the baby. He said, okay, I say you saying it's your baby, you saying it's your baby. He said, what if I cut the baby in half? And he was able to come out the actual mother, not one mother. The mother said, you know what? Hold up. I'm concerned about that's my baby. I would take the hit. I would take the hit. You know what I'm saying, for this baby to live. And the deal is, a lot of times people, you know what I'm saying, people, they want to come in, they're on their time as opposed to the people's time. Say, well, I want this to happen right now. Not the moving sync, the moving to be able to catch a situation. The people get involved, or people become conscious, you know what I'm saying, different times, different dynamics. But a lot of times people come in like, well, I'm ready now. I have just read this book. The police have just killed my son. I'm real, and to be able to the patience and the respect for people. Say, wait a minute, let me study the climate. You know what I'm saying? And this individualism is different than teamwork. You know what I'm saying? You got certain people that say, well, listen, this what if we got this guy? Well, he's in high school now. This guy can't play on the team right now. And there's certain things as an individual. I can't count the amount of occasions I've been on. You know what I'm saying? I say, man, hope for a dream team. And then certain people call and say, man, I get calls from people constantly. I hear what you're saying. The young brother I mentioned earlier about the music industry. Now, he calls me now and he said, I see. You know what I'm saying? But then the deal is there are other dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And no other, a major ingredient, what I said earlier, no one can, it's subjective or to say it just depends on the organizer. It just depends on people to say, I'm going to educate people. That you cannot talk about the 60s without negating Nixon. Negating President Kennedy's assassination. There were certain dynamics that, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't in certain forces, Pac been talked about. Pac, he knew that people weren't even ready for certain dynamics. What he was saying, people saying, oh, that's East Coast, West Coast, he tripping. Pac been called contradictions on Puffy, but people's political maturity was incapable of relating to that. You know what I'm saying? You had blatant, when he went to the studio shooting, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it, who was there, all the different dynamics, all this stuff now. You know what I'm saying? If certain forces can hit through certain things, certain individuals. That's Casey. Her racial makeup. Her racial makeup is a dynamic that a lot of people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? See, people, there are dynamics that certain people they have to say that certain people, the deal is certain information. Malcolm X talked about who Malcolm X assessed who get out on Kennedy. When he went down, they said the chickens come on the roost. But Oliver, people say, oh man, you got to be crazy. Ain't no government doing nothing like that. Well, Oliver Stone, you know what I'm saying? But then Oliver Stone made a movie about it, and out his mouth said, I'm really just working on my positive. People say, don't worry about it. You ain't got no facts. You white man. Don't trip. Don't trip, Mr. White Man. You man, you are very intelligent. What? The government must get out on Kennedy. And then there's certain forces, people say, well, won't you just wait? They can't. They understand a lot of moves won't be caught on. And it's like a wedding of say, okay, wait, the time and like a relationship. Somebody said, this could have been a good relationship had I been a little more mature, or if I'd have been more in place. There are dynamics now. People are saying right now, within the last hour, Stanford, that different high schools, a different discussion. You know what I'm saying? This is a different time period than last year. A lot of people, their political growth, even know what the Black Panther Party was. The criteria was so low. The people saying yesterday, I'm gonna respect brother right on. Yesterday, this young lady, her intentions may be pure. She could call me about a breakfast program, and a lot of people say, excuse me. Excuse me.
Now, so basically, you're just saying we have to just raise the vibration of the people, pretty much.
I'm saying that it's not on an individual. It's not just it's the dynamic of when people like a lot of people look at like history, picking out individuals and situations. There's a theory for this. Matter of fact, it's a theory. Somebody just told his brother doing a piece about this. I wish Deontay got his brother, and I just met him. He was explaining to me this. It's a term they use where it talks about history, taking people like George Washington and the likes, and they say this is the historical analysis. Had that individual been taken out? And I said, wow. I said that's interesting. However, I said nothing can be taught. No historical analysis can be laid out just on an individual. You have to Napoleon was a war tactician. You know what I'm saying? Who negated. It may have been Russia he was fighting. He negated something simple that may have seemed as simple as the weather. The weather alone. I recall a situation in Chicago about 10, 15 years ago. Darrell Hamilton shot 15 times at Chicago Police Department, 72nd in Dorchester, December 2nd, 2001. Darrell Hamilton shot 15 times at Chicago Police. I recall struggling with some of the forces who we had coalition with, some of the reactionary forces. I almost had to leave out of town and say, listen, the weather is too cold for this mobilization, this protest, hold fast. So out of town, I something that was out of my control. I had to go do another. Mind you, a lot of forces, even to this day, I deal with forces to this day. They don't even know and not even concerned. I got forces who I deal with today don't know about me and Tupac's sister that's going and Jazz and other people going inside the juvenile detention center yesterday. They don't care. They ain't not even concerned about. All they see is Chairman Fred right here in Chicago. They had no concern about the Hampton House refrigerator was down last week. They had no concern about the phone meeting I had to deal with in New Orleans, Louisiana today. They had no concern about the Sao Paulo chapter of the Black Panther Party Cubs. They are incapable of of the countries not got to deal with counterfeit organizations trying to hijack the legacy of the Black Panther Party. However, I got to hold the line. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't know down the road, they might grasp onto them. So back to this case at hand. This force, they try to organize this protest down to freezing cold. Freezing cold. It broke the spirit of the people. We had to go back and do damage control. They didn't come out and they were defeated. This was not a time, this was their first protest. And I was sensitive of that. You know, I was see like people like a relationship. You know people talk about they look back and say, yeah, man, that girl broke my heart. This dude did this dirty. And you can look at a lot of people to this day, the quote the relationships or lack of relationships they've had with their father, mother, what have you. See, all children are subjective. And when you in that, see, it's one thing to experience something when you out there amongst other people, say, okay, yeah, you know, but that one dynamic, like you go and say, man, it's $1 million McDonald's. You get a bad burger, say, okay, I still eat hamburger. But to get that one burger from that one, your first time, you say, oh, You have to say, I don't like hamburgers. Or you have to say, I don't like black men ain't shit. You're like, well, what was your contact with that? Well, black women ain't shit. I had a situation, his brother got killed by the police, and I'll never forget it. And he came to the household, and the dog had barked. His brother had froze. And this brother was a cold brother, was on my security. He said, that's a Rottweiler. I said, yeah, what's the price? He said, I got to go. And I was sensitive to that. I said, okay. Later on, I said, what happened, brother? He said, man, a Rottweiler killed my father. I was now. That's this now. You could have debated, well, that's not the same Rottweiler. We'll circumstance. I was sensitive to that. And so the deal is the dynamics of a people to take that into account. When Hannibal went through the Alps, he would catch certain people. He would catch certain ones when he would catch them right when Rome fucked them over and grab them right then. A lot of times the state grabs certain individuals right when they, you know what I'm saying? The CIA admits the orphanages are a rest haven for their recruiting. This is a document. They say, you gonna look at the movie Born Identity. They say this is a rest haven. When President Biden had said they wanted the children, the Mexicano children, to be gain entry, not the parents. People say, oh, that is great. This America really loves the children. On the contrary, it was a political maneuver to breed a new dynamic of aspiring Americans. When they got to Chicago and other places, they could have placed them in churches, whatever. They strategically placed them inside the police stations. Now, what you're going to have are people who've been on the road, who've been through mountains, who've been through tunnels, who've been dealing with they call them the mules, the wolf, the hustlers and all that. And then the police, the feet. And it's going to be difficult. That's why I tell a lot of people with the children. I say, man, you're making it with the children. I look at a lot of children. I say, damn. I had to catch myself the other day with she cussing us, berating her son. I said, damn, it's going to be rough on the next generation of revolutionaries. They're breaking them. So they come in their first dynamic.
That's what I try to focus on, Chairman, which is pretty much the younger generation. But sometimes I get caught up in trying too much to put too much energy into the older generation. And sometimes I lose focus on both, trying to back and forth from younger generation to the older generation. But I thank you so much for your time today and for allowing me on and giving me such great insight and knowledge that'll help me further along on my journey.
Well,
if you find out anything more about the BPME, you can look at it, and you can check us out at bpme.army, bpme.army. I think once again, I thank you and I honor you so much, Mr. Hampton, Mr. Chairman Hampton, and I support you in any way possible. If you ever need anything from me, don't hesitate to reach out. I thank you for having me on your show.
Right on. Thank you for the call. Right on. Yes, indeed. Freedom. Thank you for the call. We live and direct on Freedom Radio, y'all, in spirit of making history, taking history and taping history. We live and direct, y'all. I don't know how we looking. Okay, we good. Yes. Let's go call in the queue. Okay, just seeing some of the comments. Y'all forgive me. Melissa Crawley, I tried to reach out to you earlier. We got to get on top of that situation with the water crisis, the water contradiction, excuse me. We need to, man, that's something, listen, y'all. I don't want to put you on the spot right now, but forgive me, Harvey, Dalton, there's so much, man, I'm moving too fast. But it's not limited to that, to the south suburbs. There's contradiction about the water bill. I'll be questioning myself, like, man, the comedian made a joke about it. He said, man, water. He said, what did he say? In the future, you're gonna have people say, man, I got put my water in my mama's name. And stuff becomes so normalized, you forget about, like, damn, water. You know what I'm saying? And see, this goes back and say, the pipeline. We went to with the indigenous community, the natives. You know, what I'm saying, Standard Rock, North Dakota, the pipelines. People like, man, what you going? I know some Indians for, like, you know, about the black. See, we hiding the contradiction to show even the impact of the pipelines down to Chicago. See, a lot of times people wait to hit them directly. Brother Eric Mobley, Yep, sure was earthquakes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out to Eric Mobley, man, New Era, Chicago. Something just happened. Just made a mobilization thing kicked up again. Man, but check his Facebook page out. Solid Force. You know what I'm saying? You want it's a revolutionary climate. You want an atmosphere. Like people say, man, it was a climb in the 60s. I'm talking about, man, it was, you go through, man, the comments, be like, man, who was at the breakfast program? Man, Black Disciples at the free breakfast program. Who was the medical center, vice lords? Man, who was that, man? The discussion, the type of your relationship, your music, what? You turn the radio, man, what's going on? Ball of confusion. I'm talking, I'm talking about just, I grew up on stories. My mother to be, my mother, but she pregnant. She tell me, I'm hearing about this from her other people. I'm hearing them. I'm gonna see, mind you this now. This parents, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the children be listening. Yeah, I was sneaking listening to Richard Pryor records and all, but I would be upstairs listening to Richard Pryor, but I also heard the stories about Richard Pryor coming through Chicago, Chairman Fred talking to him. I also heard about her walking, they coming from Madison and Ashland, coming out with the Panther Papers. Man, it would be 1 o'clock in the morning. They walk to the headquarters. Brothers up there drinking their wine and stuff. When I'm Sister Power to the people, I'm here. Yesterday, I'm getting ready. Brother Broken Wings, Eric Wilkins, a couple of more people, and I don't even be knowing it. And the brother named Kenny just came out from prison. I don't even be conscious of it. I'm rushing to get ready to go to the juvenile detention in Milwaukee. I come out, so Brother Kenny say, he say, people get ready, huh, Chairman? And I couldn't grasp what he was talking about. And it also, I was at my cousin's house out in the South. I don't be conscious. I'm subconsciously, people get ready, revolution is coming. Don't need no ticket, just a loaded gun. All you need is some faith and love for the people. Don't need no ticket, just a loaded gun. We believe, all colonized people will be free. See, that now, that impact, I'm doing this, but mind you, these babies now, you better believe it's gonna be ingrained in their brain too, the Sexy Reds, the Drakes and the likes. Mind you, I remember a sister at a sister house, she was explaining to me how she doesn't let her children listen to Nicki Minaj. I said, oh, okay. While we're talking, there's a video game playing, and Nicki Minaj is on the video game. This war that's being waged. Check it out. Fremont and let's get on the building. Who else we got? Yes, indeed. Let's crowd in the building. Make sure. I need you to make sure. Water is a human right, no doubt about it. We need to find out the numbers to call in. This got to be a bigger campaign than just these suburbs. Once they hold on, I'm gonna lose my track of thought while I was going. I got some people starting to document this Fremont radio, y'all. And at first I was tired. I was gonna say, I don't want to come in today. I'm kind of drained. But I said, this guy, I need this. We need this to be like a reflective of time period, to go like a time stamp, to go back. So what was going on at that time? And I said before, when I was locked up on the case they gave me, when I got it on bond, I told about the case, one of the cases that I was given. And it's all these different agencies. I'm talking about, they throwing out, who is that? They all the different agencies is locked, you know what I'm saying, and man, Skills in the build. I gotta follow up with you, man. I gotta follow up with you on that picture. Don't let me forget, man. Lewis Ricky Skills, y'all, phenomenal artist, man. That picture I get to you, man. Follow Sister Cassandra Grill, her later birthday. This brother gave, you know, I'm gonna say something about time. Look at me, I'm be kind of all over the place. It's a method to our madness. This brother I remember the tattoo I got, Panther Cub logo, on the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. And not only see that mark in my brain, that marker, that mark in my heart and the stain in my brain, not only was that in the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party, I can recall so many contradictions being exposed. We had no place to meet at. I remember this, we got this place, and the sister said, oh no, you can do this here, no problem. I said, okay, we done it there. Then the locks has changed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And also, ironically, Comrade Stan just tapped in. I remember that. The 50th anniversary, I left from his joint, man, I was like, Skills, I got a whole schedule. I said, man, I gotta get it done on this date. On this date. Went to his crib, got the tattoo, came back, Comrade Stan, all the Comrade, man, that 50th. I mean, you know what I'm saying? These are things in your, you know what I'm saying, the brain is something. I'm whew. And you need these, we're trying to get all we can. That's what the Hampton House Garden. We had to do on Malcolm X's birthday. It's, you know what I'm saying? People like, man, it's certain things that you get a seed of time. You come across it every once in a while. That dynamic was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it for granted that we even have members of the Black Panther Party to be here with the Cubs. You know what I'm saying? To lay out certain dynamics. You know what I'm saying? They say the Nazi Germany, this is going to be the last generation, the last surviving generation of the victims of Nazi Germany. Steven Spielberg ain't missing a beat with that. When that Schindler's List, he made sure some of those survivors was in that movie. You know what I'm saying? It's some stuff going on right now on this original gentleman. Matter of fact, it's funny, Skills, you tapped in. I said, I can find that picture, man. Tag me with it if you find it. Me, you, and Larry. And it's the original gentleman. It's some Chicago history. And I talked to a brother yesterday. He said, man, it's like real. He was tripping. He said, man, yeah, they got the men on there. I said, yeah, some women. I said, yeah. He said, you know what I mean? I said, to have, you know, and people say, Chairman, you was comfortable. I said, yeah, because see, nobody's history is, you know what I'm saying, is linear. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to the Italian community, the Irish community. All they had was priests. All they had was gangsters. No. A combination, different dynamics. Every community, every family has an Uncle Fredo. Yeah, they there. Yeah. And to be able to have the conversation, you go, go in the comments on the original gentleman, type in the original gentleman, check out the one with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. And check out the one with Minister Rico, all the likes. And Bishop One, yeah, man, Percy Boxdale, little Larry. It's stuff that it's not this. See, it's dynamics, and especially these youngsters. You know, so I remember you get through a blanket assessment. Like I told one sister one time, I said, "Yeah, y'all kind of missed them quote unquote gangs and that structure, the structure, the dynamics, checks and balances." You know what I'm saying? And you know, what I'm saying? And it's an actual. I mean. They did some dialogue, and you know what I'm saying, good, the bad, and indifferent. I ain't gonna romanticize it, but good, bad, and indifferent. And you have to put stuff in context of what you're dealing. Chicago was for all practical purpose the most segregated city in the country. It's I think we're on time, closing down on time, but I'm interested. They get Lawrence Fishburne playing this series. I want to see it clipped about the Clippers. Now, Donald Sterling, who formerly owned the Clippers, y'all remember that? It was a big discussion. When I first heard Donald Sterling, when I first heard that tape by him telling the lady, "But don't bring no niggas to my basketball game," I remember when I first heard it. I said, "He's from Chicago." I said, "No, you need to chairman." I said, "No, he's from Chicago." He said, "Well, he owned the Clippers, chairman." I say, I wouldn't care if he owned the Seattle Seahawks. He's from Chicago. He said, "How you know?" I see the rawness. Roland Martin, dude he said, "I've never been in a place that openly calls a place Jewtown." It's an acknowledgement of the race contradiction. Yeah. That's why when people try to play with the Rainbow Coalition, oh yeah, you know, they came together, hugged. Yeah, all right. That was a revolutionary leap. You know what I'm saying? The race and class contradiction. We just spoke at Slim Coleman. Reverend Slim Coleman's memorial, they had an Operation Push, and you had folks from all walks of life. And I talked about, and a lot of people, they weren't even familiar with the history. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people don't know. I mean, again, I raise criticism. I raise criticism of my mother Conrad. I said, you be saying stuff, you be thinking everybody know this. I say, man, the stuff that you take for granted, the rainbow people. I heard people say, man, it started later on. I said, no, Chairman Fred. I said, no. I thought this is a fact. And you people, they started changing around. We all came together. Did this here. You have forces like Reverend, notice I'm saying Reverend Slim Coleman. They'll say they acknowledge, Chairman Fred, man, that's who drafted him. The Black Panther, the Vanguard Party. They respect their leadership. A lot of people have never in their life can even fathom the black community being the Vanguard Party. They can't. Man, you got to be jiving me. It's got to be a misprint. There's no way possible. They can't fathom that. See, even when I my self-spoken comrades, Stan McKinney, Illinois chapter, Henry from St. Louis, and you have the mayor, and it's see, that's what you have to not different forces. But I say, man, on Original Gentleman, I say, man, people say, man, they got all these people in there, the players, yeah, different than that. I say, man, I'm a revolutionary. And it's not saying nobody better than nobody, but to acknowledge that. And a lot of people shot, they had no concept. And people say, well, Chairman, how can we teach them? A lot of times the time is not right for it. It's like you, even clinic biologically speaking, people say when they send us in. I'm looking at these babies yesterday in the juvenile prison. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at these children in the juvenile prison. I'm looking at these babies. They sitting there, ain't no hair weave, ain't no weave, ain't no fancy clothes, ain't no jewelry to dress these babies up. I'm looking at these babies with their slippers on, these slippers. I'm looking at these children's eyes, these babies. I'm looking at these children sitting there. I'm just saying, ain't no covering up with the jewelry, ain't no pill popping the cup. Man, I'm looking at these babies in this juvenile detention camp. Yeah. That was my train of thought where I was going with this. Look at these babies. Oh, that's what he doctor. Excuse me. That's a white doctor. Yeah, as a white doctor. The brain, the fact that we even got these you know what I'm saying, the developmental stages of the brain. Well, not my baby. My baby was born, you know what I'm saying, or knew this. Okay, well, everybody for the I'm out doing this interview with this sister on a talk show and the radio show. I said, we all damaged. She jumped. Oh, I'm not damaged. I said, oh, excuse what? I said, oh, you are an exception. You are an exception because you're not damaged. Shit, all right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm looking at these babies. And they saying certain stuff that's, you know what I'm saying, that's clicking on, you know what I'm saying? You can say, oh, that's intelligent for this, but these children, I'm talking, it's experiences. You know what I'm saying? They got Liberia in the late 70s, they would go grab them babies and kill their mamas and daddies in front of them. And you see them out there, they guns, you know what I'm saying? Even certain things might have to catch up. Their bodies start getting the muscle, the chisel. You like, oh man, this a soldier, man, did this here. Now, after generations, it may come like when they produce a certain dog. After certain periods, you know what I'm saying, go on, you say, okay, now that's what we're looking at. But these, man, certain stages of the game, man. You running certain things on the attention span, all the different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? But I'm checking. The deal is the time of our community. You have to look at this scientifically. You have to look at a lot of people who have never in their frame. They have never seen nobody serve them. You know what I'm saying? And you can't take it personal. It's a foreign language. I can see it. I told some people. I'm like, okay, this they only it's a linear. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna close out with this. Go watch some dude. What's the dude named Henry Louis Gates? He be talking to some of the people. They be so, man, they did an ancestry. They couldn't find a slave nowhere in Puffy Combs' lineage. This dude been pampered and privileged. You know what I'm saying? You go back and look at, man, listen. It's a meme on Facebook. Some of y'all great mama and granddaddy told on Harriet Tubman. See, that's what I say. You in Chicago, so you don't see us running around hollering about no elders and king, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Man, shit, ain't no guarantee, man, because you were a certain age, you was on something. I tell you, the Black Panther Party, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. For strategic and political reasons, I say I don't go there. There was those that was in the Black Panther Party, around the Black Panther Party. There was those Black Panthers. Don't come quoting the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring our guest on. They was in the Super Bowl. Who, him? He was at the tailgate party. He went. The tailgate party. He wasn't even inside the stadium. Yeah. We're gonna close out with this here, y'all. But listen, Quality, you supposed to get back to us on something else. I forget. Remember that. Get back to us on that. Also, get information for us about the water, the numbers to call. But this, they got big old rocks they put on people's water. You can't get no water. And it's Harvey or Dalton. Make sure I get the. I know y'all probably said not. I gotta be Harvey because Dalton. Ooh, man, that's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? But also get ready for Father's Day. We getting a trip, y'all. We getting a trip. We head down to Chairman Fred's grave site. Annual trip, y'all. Oh, we got to show some for us. They want to come back on Tuesday. We might got to stay another day because they want to turn into a retreat. We got some people committed to do like different things. We can get the renovate, get the gas, go to Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. Also, PayPal. Somebody put it up there for me, y'all. Put it on there. Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr., Chairman Fred Jr. at Gmail via PayPal, and Save the Hampton House. I hope I'm saying it right. Or go to donation button. But you know what I'm saying? That's good. We're in for that. And also, we're going to touch down a few people, you know what I'm saying, about helping us with resources. We're going, man, listen, let's get them youth, y'all, in particular. Let's drop something they have a frame of references so later on down the road when they go through. Go back and look at Malcolm's childhood. He had a base to go to. You need that base. I even know it, but I'm catching myself. I'm being people get ready. I'm not even conscious of it. Let's drop them, you know what I'm saying, them Panther Cub political pills in applesauce, y'all. Y'all, in the meantime, between time and after that, keep your heads up, eyes on the fist clenched. What's the call? Free them all. It's honor to serve, y'all. It's comrade, take us on now. Oh, hold on, man. We got some dates coming up, y'all. June 16th, it's Father's Day, y'all. No doubt about it. So, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm going to make that joke. They say, man, Mother's Day, we get all the good meals. Father's Day, people like, oh. Politically, I want y'all, you know what I'm saying, man, whatever we can support to get this trip, man. And if you can't, you know, man, you got some young brothers out there, you know their old man ain't there, whatever, man, we come on, take that ride with us. Excuse me, little brothers, little sisters, I'm sorry, how they not coming in them daddy-daughter dances. This trip here, y'all, man, let's make this happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, man, the birthday, man, the birthdays, man, Panther Cub Park, so the comrade Daphne. You know what I'm saying? I think back, man, I remember in the Hampton House, we first get in the Hampton House. I'm talking about no heat, no water, no nothing. I'm talking about, man, we pull up in that, man, it's the Hampton House. Mrs. Comrade Daphne, man, we up in that motherfucker, man, sitting up there waiting for anybody to come through. Man, her birthday at the Hampton House. That sticks. That sticks. Let's get these babies some movement memories, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Free them all. Make sure you post all that up there. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's called Free them all. On PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr., Chairman Fred Jr. at Gmail. Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com via PayPal. Chairman Fred Jr., Chairman Fred Jr.com via PayPal. So again, y'all, let's talk about that. I'm working on some more things too about getting this retreat, these children going out to the farmland. But this trip, this Father's Day trip, we're gonna make that happen, y'all. Yeah. Comrade, what you got to take us out for? Take us out on happy upcoming birthday, our birthday as well.
Already, Brother Chairman, and you know.
Already, that sounds like my man. Thank you, bro. My memory's back on. Peace and blessings. Damn. Oh, you gonna be mad at me? Forget it. Damn, you know, free Hess. Oh, I can't believe Hess. Oh, forgive me, man. Yeah. Hey, Hess, keep your head up, man. I'm gonna get your information posted. I heard it already. I thought about him. Yeah, Hess. Yep. That's who got that sparked the idea. Even the Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, Hess, man, standing strong, man, Hess. Yes, indeed, man. Free them all, y'all. Real talk. Comrade Chairman Paul. Free them all.
9 years old.
Huh? Say it again.
Radio, 9 years old.
Free Them All Radio is 9 years old. It's 9 years old?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, okay, now be cool. You
9 years old.
you gonna start how old we is? Yes, indeed.
Yes,
I love it. I love it. Free Them All Radio, y'all. Hey, legacy. Right on. It's us against the state.